Geeks Gone Raw.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm.
Woohoo!
We are, well, you can catch the show. I should start doing this, like giving the deets more often. You can catch the show at geeksgoneraw.com. There's a Patreon for everything Geeks Gone Raw related, which is, the show, the different YouTube channels, and all everything else that we do. You can get merch over there. We got merch. I still ain't got my other shirt. They fucked up something, and I still have not received my Scarcasm shirt because I messed up initially by putting in the wrong address, and something has happened, and I have not received that shirt yet.
Well, if you can contact represent or what, I don't know.
I did at one point, and they say, okay, yeah, cool, we send you the thing back out. That was like 2 weeks ago. So I have no idea, but yeah, we got merch. They delivered the first shirt perfectly fine, no issues. So I can't really blame them. Because
how'd that do in the wash?
I have not yet.
Okay.
But I got like a 5X. So like if it does shrink in the wash, like I'll still be good.
Yeah.
That type of thing. So I got like a 5. Because it didn't cost me anything different, which is cool. That was the cool thing about Represent. Like you can get a 5X and it costs the same as the 1X. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that. They don't do that Walmart shit where you get the Walmart shit. You get the 5. If they got something in like a 4 or 5, that shit costs like $3 more.
Yeah, that's how it was with, I mean, this is large, but I noticed on the thing is, Bad Fodder Figures did it through Streamlabs, I think, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their triple and, larger shirts were more expensive.
Yeah. And that shirt looked like it got a little snug on you. I can see your nipples, bro. So we got all of that stuff. I'm gonna start rolling out, really talking about the Patreon more, because I still feel uneasy about it, like trying to push the Patreon when shit's still fucked up. But everybody else seems to be doing it, and no one seems to have any reservations about it except me. So it's gotta be just a me thing. So like, I gotta be able to let this go, right?
Maybe. I mean, you still want to keep the economy going. You still want to try to make some normalcy. But you can be like, hey, if you got the money, and you want to buy some merch or you want to buy doing the Patreon, we're not going to say no, but we're not going to press you to do it.
Right.
And then that be that. Yeah.
I think that's really what it's going to be for me. So that's there. And like we've been both doing things on our YouTube pages. I've been posting everything to the Geeks Gone Raw, Universe YouTube page. You've been posting some things, with the game nights with the fellas.
Yeah.
You've been posting those to your personal one. There may be some things going up on my personal one. There's some things that I want to do, like some kind of short show ideas with my daughter, that we are going to start working on. And so like that's coming. And it's an idea that we talked about before, but I talked about possibly doing this with my girlfriend, but she wants absolutely nothing to do with podcasting. So I just decided to use that same kind of idea, but simplify it and make it smaller, for like my daughter and I. So basically what is going to happen is like, we're going to pick a category. The first category is going to be music. And, we each give each other an album to listen to. And it's not, I don't have any control over what the fuck she gives me. And for the first one, I am not mandating that it's in English. Only for the first one. I'll let her choose some K-pop nonsense for the first one.
I was about to say that. Like, it was like the first one was going to be like Wu-Tang from you, K-pop from her.
Actually, do you know my idea was it was basically like what I do as a father. I try to make sure that I teach her lessons that she is going to that she may not understand right now, but she will understand in time. But then she can remember what I say, because at some point I'm not going to be here anymore. And I don't want a situation like how it was with my dad, to whereas I didn't really start having real conversations with my dad until later in his life. And then a lot of the stuff he did tell me, like, I grew into my understanding, and I thank him for that. But there were so many more conversations I really wish I would have had with my dad, you know? But I don't ever want that to be the case with her. I don't ever want her to be like, this is a conversation with my dad that I wish I could have had. No, you're going to find out everything about how I feel about everything. Now, some of the stuff is kind of shortened and a little bit sugar coated. Some of the stuff is really not. We had a conversation the other day, that was like, basically she asked me about, what I went through for my separation. And she asked me how I found out. And I got to the point where it was about to be real uncomfortable. And she said, no, I want to know. I want to know how this happened. And I go, okay. So I go through a phone and I see that other guy's penis. Like like that type of thing. But like, I try to have that. I try to have those kind of conversations with her. And even though I never tell her anything to try to bash the other side of the situation. Like, right. I never try to go at my ex-wife or anything like that, because I'm past that. What I mean? Everybody's cool, but this is what I went through from my perspective. And like, at the end of the day, I make sure that I say, like, the falling apart that we had was nobody's fault, not even yours, because I think she has a little bit of that, the thing that kids have with divorced parents, where she kind of blames herself. In a moment of weakness, she kind of did blame herself a little bit. And I was like, oh, no. Shit was fucked up before you. Shit was fucked up after you. This is not your fault. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. So I have those conversations, but then I wanted to take that and put that into this thing. So I initially, my thoughts about what I was going to use for the music was all about women coming into their own. And like I said, things that she's not going to quite understand right now. But
that's why you were asking about like the Lauryn Hills and Erykah Badu's and stuff like that.
Yes, because like I had those things in mind, like the, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Beyonce's B-Day, with the Share My World from Mary J. Blige, which I fucking adore. And then people started bringing up like Baduism and Who is Jill Scott and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, I completely forgot about these. Yeah. Even with me watching the Jill Scott and Erykah Badu battle recently, I completely wasn't thinking about those at all. So it's really good to have, to have options, but I wanted to know that that what I was thinking about, what I was on the right track, I guess you could say. I wanted to make sure that I was on the right track for what I was choosing. So I chose Miseducation first. And she has yet to give me the K-pop nonsense. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows I'm only listening to this shit one time and one time only. I would never listen to this ever again. But she has the option to choose whatever she wants.
But it's like, I don't like boy bands when they are in English, and this is a boy band not in English.
I love boy band. What are we talking about? And we're different. I'm an NSYNC and Backstreet Boys fan. I even bought the Old Town album, and I bought the Old Town album when they was on Making a Band the first season.
Well, my dad's like, even though he's like a old country boy, his favorite music is like old Motown and stuff. And I remember when I was, because it was a little, since it was singing music, he did buy the Backstreet Boys album when I was like in 9th grade, and that was like right in the middle of me like getting in the metal and stuff. I was like, Dad,
I love NSYNC. I love NSYNC more than the Backstreet Boys. I got in at the Backstreet Boys, but NSYNC was my jam. 98 degrees. 98 degrees was my jam. You know what I mean? Like I fox with all of that. And even to like some of the solo projects, like Justified is one of my favorite albums of all time. The first Justin Timberlake album. Now I ain't quite like Man in the Woods Justin Timberlake, where I guess he's trying to reclaim his whiteness or some shit like that. I don't know. Like he got songs with Chris Stapleton and shit like that, and I'm just kind of like, nah, I'm out on Man in the Woods. But like I dig a lot of it. So I really dig that kind of stuff. So I'm not really averse to boy band music. I'm averse to boy band music that's not in English. And that's a total ripoff of, late 90s, early 2000s urban music, I guess you would say.
Right.
So like it's not going to be a big deal. It's not going to be like I'm not going to like really like go off. I'm going to listen to the stuff and I'm going to give it a fair shake. I'm never going to listen to it again, but I'll give it a fair shake while I'm listening. And that's what the plan is going to be.
Are we going to do the same thing and you give my music a fair shake? You'll give K-pop a fair shake, but you won't give like Sleep.
No. Let's be honest. She only got this one. She has nothing more than this one time to suggest K-pop.
Dude, I'm a mixtape master, and no
mixtapes. It's a complete project by an artist.
Yeah, I know. No. I mean, I would make like mixtapes and mix CDs for friends and stuff, and they were always like themed and like perfectly. And but anyway, I'm not going to be like, hey man, I'm just going to throw you right into like anal cunt or something. I'm just, I will find things.
Please tell me that's a real name.
That is a real name.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah, man.
They are they're not very good. They're just very shocking, and some of their things are sometimes just offensive for the sake of being offensive. But
But like we talked about it before that I kind of want to go back to like the watching a movie for the show and like playing a specific game for the show and that type of stuff, holding a poll and letting people vote on the poll type thing. I really kind of want to get back to that. And like we still have some stuff that we never actually got around to, even back in the pimp days, the stuff that Jaybird suggested, and we, Jaybird's been gone for a little bit. This stuff Jaybird's, he always had weird shit he wanted us to watch.
Oh, speaking of like that kind of stuff, Plex does now have a watch together feature for the quarantine, but as of right now, it only works on Android devices. But I'm pretty sure that's just the first step, and then they would go towards Roku's and things like that. But
that sounds like it could be fun if you can get people together for it.
Yeah.
If you can get people together for it, that might be fun. Even if you like recorded like a riff tracks type of deal.
Well, I did the first couple of ones I did with the Rabbit. We did have some people in there, and it was fun. But then Rabbit went away, and then.
Yeah, is Rabbit gone?
Yeah, Rabbit's gone.
Okay. So yeah, so like we really do need to get to that. Or at the very least watching the stuff and talking about it after the fact.
Yeah.
Even if we watch it separately, I think we need to get back to that. I think we should start working on some polls to put up, and the polls will be put up on the Patreon, and it won't be like Patreon exclusive. So far, I have not put anything on the Patreon that's Patreon exclusive. That's like members exclusive. So like, the things that I have put on Patreon was just kind of like YouTube videos and the merchandise link and that type of stuff.
We can't really do much members exclusive stuff until we got a group of members.
Yeah, it's because we don't have a group, we have a duo. We have a duo.
A dynamic duo at that.
Dynamic duo. Shout out to my man Ron Block.
Yep.
Shout out to my man Cam.
Yeah, Ron Block's out in the streets too.
Man, he's a
EMT.
He an EMT. He out there, and like when he talks about having to put all that stuff that he has to wear and like coming in contact with people and like how much he has to do to protect himself from getting sick. Like, my hat's off to him. And like other dudes, what's his name from EDG?
Chris. Yes,
Chris is. I believe he's an EMT also, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. The things that they have to go through in their jobs is like it is the ultimate of selflessness, because there is no way that once this Corona shit hit that I'm still gonna keep that job. Like, yo, send me home, please. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be out here. Like, I've been trying my hardest not to be anywhere where I think Corona might be. Like, I ain't seen my mama in I don't know how long. I ain't seen my mama in months.
Right.
And I'm just like, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not about to see my mama then. Like, it's about to be like that. Like, I guess I'm just not going to see my mama right now. I ain't even see my mama for Mother's Day. I called her. You know what? I almost don't know what my mama look like right now. That's how. That's a little exaggeration, but it's just one of those things to where it's like I've been trying to avoid everything, and my girl, she goes home sometimes, goes hang out with her family and stuff like that. They all do what they got to do to protect themselves, but I'm like, nope, I'm staying my ass right at home. And I ain't about to do nothing, because shit's still fucked up right now. And shit is like super fucked up. And like with everything that's going on right now, like the fact that like you get these places, right? And they have like record numbers of like new cases, and like in Texas, hospitals are at full capacity and all this kind of stuff. And you still got people out here talking about something. I don't want to wear no fucking mask. This shit is fake. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I get it. Like, maybe you want something else. Maybe you want some, I mean, I don't know, because last time I checked, ain't Fox News like, I need y'all to wear a mask? Like, even Fox News is like, yo, son, I need y'all to wear this mask, B. Like, when Fox News is being a voice of reason, the shit really fucked up right now.
But these neoconservatives, which is what I'm going to call them, even though I know neoconservative was something completely different back in like 2009. But
you mean the Nazi conservatives? You just didn't want to say that?
No, like neoconservative back then was like a kind of a more of a progressive.
No, but the new ones are Nazi conservatives. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so they believe like Fox News is also fake news, and they go by InfoWars. Like these dudes, these. It's like I do believe they hate, because only person they like is Trump. They hate Bush. I think they hate McCain more than they hate Obama.
Bro, let me tell you something about McCain, bro. Let me tell you something about McCain. Let's talk about Meghan McCain.
Okay.
Let's talk about Meghan McCain. Meghan McCain comes across as a Trump fan.
Uh-huh.
How the fuck is Meghan McCain a Trump fan? This motherfucker told your father that if he was any good as a soldier, his ass wouldn't have got captured. He said that shit to his face. That man was a prisoner of war. And like,
that is some low down, like, if that's when he, like, you know that they're going to follow him no matter what. If you, like, literally disrespect a prisoner of war veteran and they still follow you,
yeah,
you can do anything.
That was her father. It wasn't just like that's a dude that she liked. That was her father, and she's still on this Trump train. How are you still on the Trump train? And this motherfucker came after your dad. Look. If I am, like, if I'm here long enough for my daughter to be an adult, and like, if somebody says something about my daughter's father as a shit podcaster, I want her to go clean off. Like, no bullshit. You can't ride with that motherfucker no more. He said something about your dad. You can't ride with this motherfucker no more. Here's another thing that I have an issue with about people on this Trump train.
Okay.
That dude is clearly cracking the fuck up. He is clearly losing his fucking mind. And people are still, like, defending this shit. I don't understand it at all. How the fuck do you defend this shit? Like, and this is not just because not saying that I don't like the dude, because I don't really like him as a president, as a man. I could take it or leave him. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I am like 100% like, fuck this dude forever. I just don't think he should have ever got to be the president. So like, that'll always be the thing for me. He should have never been here in the first place.
But this also opens the door to think other people that aren't in politics or anything can also be president. So we're probably going to get like Johnny Knoxville and I'm just throwing out names. Like, I mean, why not? Why not? We have Gilbert Gottfried. All of a sudden, he's president. Didn't
the dude who used to be Kane in wrestling become like some like local politician or some shit like that? Like, this shit is happening.
Well, I know that you're not talking about Jesse the Body Ventura, are you?
No. Jesse the Body Ventura was governor. He was governor in Minnesota, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to be that, but he's been in his politics thing for a while. So, I mean, that's a thing for him.
Yeah.
I just think that, well, first of all, this does open this up to a lot of people. And like, you remember when that presidential election, and then there was like people like, all kinds of people were like trying to be the California governor after Arnold got to be it.
Yeah.
All kinds of like D-list and fucking Z-list celebrities were trying to be fucking president. The dude from Tiger King tried to be president. So like, but I just don't understand how you could see this dude who is clearly losing his shit on a daily basis, and how you can just keep riding with this is completely fucking beyond me. I don't get it whatsoever. And it's just like, it's one of those things to where it's like, it's the whole, like, each of us could watch something, or we can read about something and come up with two completely different conclusions, because like, I'm clearly watching a man who is at the end of his rope, who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing as the leader of a country. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm watching clearly. But like, even people around me, like coworkers and stuff like that, they're still on that.
Do you think it's a situation, Avatar, right?
Uh-huh.
Like the Earth King, where he's like, he's not fit to be a king, yet he's like just being puppeted by like Pence is the dude that was brainwashing people down in the lake.
I don't think Pence is the Cheney of this situation.
Right. That was more applicable to Bush and Cheney than.
Yeah, that's very much more applicable to Bush and Cheney. I think it's a situation to whereas, The president is a complete narcissist, and he's not going to listen to anybody on this. Like, he's just going to do what he's going to do, regardless of whether it's the thing to do or not. Like, like posting that video the other day with the people screaming white power, and then say, oh shit. And then he takes it back down and say, oh, I didn't actually hear that when I watched the video. And it's like, it was like 10 seconds into the video, people are on a fucking golf cart saying white power. How the fuck do you like not understand that? Like that's that type of stuff. And like, like a lot of this stuff, I just don't understand. Like, it's obvious that this man was completely out of his depth from the moment he stepped into that office. And there has never, ever been a moment during these last 4 years that I could actually say that guy is presidential in any way, shape, or form. He has not handled anything as someone who is presidential. He does not talk like someone who is presidential. He barely talks in complete sentences. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I heard an Obama speech. I heard an Obama speech about something, and it was just like somebody posted it as one of his memories. And it was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, oh my God, that's a guy who was the president who could actually speak eloquently and actually speak in complete sentences. It's kind of like how, I have been listening to modern rap music for a long time. And then the last Tribe Called Quest album came out. Mm-hmm. And like the economy of words that's used in modern music, where they don't say very much and they use very few words to say what the fuck was going on. And then I put on a Tribe Called Quest, and they're using so many words that sound like it's being sped up. That's kind of how I felt listening to Obama. Like, it sounded so much more advanced than what I've been listening to for 4 years.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't know. I just don't understand it. And I don't understand like, I get some of the rhetoric. And here's the funny thing about what's going on in the country right now. There's a bunch of people that are complaining about all of the things that are changing. Like, they're taking stuff off of labels, voice actors who are not black, who have voiced black characters, like, nah, I don't want to do this no more.
I have something.
No, but here's what I'm going to say to that. What I'm going to say to that. The funny part about all of that is one simple fact. We didn't ask for this. We asked for us to be considered equal in the law, and for the police to stop killing us. And they said, yeah, we're just going to say Black Lives Matter. We're going to take shit off of we're going to take Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and Miss Butterworth. I didn't even know Miss Butterworth was actually a real person, based off of a real person. But like they said, we're going to do all of this stuff, but we're not actually going to do the thing you asked us to do. And that's like the weird part about all of this stuff, because it's just like, yo, can y'all stop?
Did you see the meme to where, what is the Storage Wars, where they auction off shit?
I know about Storage Wars. I've never seen it.
Well, there's a meme to where, like, it's been on other things, but like, it was them, and they were like looking over the table like this, and the person's like, and they were supposed to be America, and the person behind the desk was like, can you get the police to stop killing black people? And then America, the Storage Wars guys was like, best I can do is take Ancient Mama off.
Exactly. That's what it is. And like the weird thing is, like, and then they're like doing stupid stuff, like banning the Golden Girls episode where they got mud masks and said that they were trying to avoid people saying that they were doing blackface or some shit like that. It was just like, I mean, no, like, that's not like, we like Golden Girls. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the motherfucker who played Cleveland has been playing Cleveland for 20 fucking years, and now all of a sudden he's gonna stop. Like, for real? Like, you've been doing this for 20 fucking years. You might as well keep going at this point. And like, just like a lot of weird stuff has been happening. But like, if you notice the, fucking like, no one is actually like, there's some places, very few places are actually doing something about the police, which is what the fuck we asked them for in the beginning. But like most of the places are just kind of like, well, how about we do this? That was this close to being a Chris Rock. Like I needed a little bit more, a little higher pitch on that one. How about? No, I'm kidding. But then like they're finally changing the Mississippi flag. But the weird part about the Mississippi flag stuff was like all of like the people who are responsible for getting that flag changed, Republicans, which is like, you know what I mean? Like you can look at us like we did something, like we didn't fucking do this. Like they changed it. Like they said like it's time. And like, you can look at us and be mad, but like, like because, and then the crazy part about it is like how people are just kind of upset, and like the cops who killed Breonna Taylor are still free men, you know what I mean, like, and all of this stuff, and that's the reason why people are still protesting, because it's like, yo, you didn't actually give us the thing that we've been asking for. They're giving us everything else. It's like me. It's like me, I'm liking it to like me going to my boss and said that I'm doing a lot of work and I think I deserve more pay. And he decides to get me a new desk and get me a new stapler, some new pens that I like. I love the Papermate Profile. It's my favorite pen. I'm going to get you some Papermate Profiles. I'm going to get you those little one finger touch staplers and all this kind of stuff. But like, no. I'm asking you for more money because I think I earned it. No. Look. I'm gonna get you a new computer. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. Like that's basically what's happening here. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're doing everything around the thing that you fucking asked for. And it's just like, and then like people, like some people are being offended by it and they're getting mad at us because they're saying that we changed all of this stuff. And I'm just like, we are not in control of any of these companies. If we were in control of any of these companies, Aunt Jemima Ben would have been off the fucking thing. Like, but that's not what we're talking about now, but like,
because sometimes these things to where like, when some people say certain things are racist, almost is weirdly racist, like the Land O'Lakes thing. They took the lady off the Land O'Lakes, and the guy who designed it in the 50s, and he was a Native American who redesigned. I don't even know what the original one looked like. It was probably bad, but like it wasn't a character. It wasn't like the Indians logo. Which, right. You know what I mean?
It wasn't
So the people that are like, this is racist, you're actually kind of being racist because you're saying that Indian culture isn't wide enough. So if it's not wide enough, that means it's racist.
I don't know if I would go that far.
Because
first of all, like who the fuck was complaining about the Land O'Lakes lady? Like, is that really what we was on? And like the idea of like people saying all of this stuff and then like, like I have to deal with this a lot about the Confederate monuments and stuff like that. And I'm just kind of like, yo, I don't know any regular person that cares about these monuments. Like they're just a point of contention for people who want to stress the politics of this situation. There's the big fucking.
Actually, your normal person is going to drive down the road and not know who the fuck that monument is.
No, I think some people know who the monument is, but like I've never like the big Lee statue. That's the real big point of contention here in Richmond. I have never seen that fucking thing in person. I've never seen it. The only time I see it is when people complain about it. I've never actually seen the thing. And I've never cared to see it. Like, it's just, I don't think I'm ever in the place where such statues would exist. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not something for me. I've always said, I don't care if you take it down or not. Just keep threatening to take it down. And the people who get upset, the people I know I can't trust. That's just how I roll about all of this stuff. The more upset you get, the more I know that, like, if I'm at work, the moment we leave this work, The
And the
moment
people that probably get upset also consider themselves libertarians. And if you're getting upset about something that doesn't affect you at all, you're not a fucking libertarian. So shut the fuck up.
yeah, I think the whole thing is just kind of dumb. And like the history argument keeps being brought up, but like, let me tell you, if you're saying that taking down these statues is removing history, where do you go to get history? Where do you go to learn about history? Do you go to the statue to learn about the history of this person, or do you read something? How about you fucking read?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I know, well, anybody that's listening to the podcast probably hasn't heard of this, and you probably haven't heard of this either. Actually, there's a lot of people that haven't heard of it, but the Berlin Wall. I know nobody's heard of that because it was taken down, but there was a Berlin Wall, and it was tore down. So yeah. I'm letting you guys know that existed, even though I know that you have no idea what I'm talking about, because since it was broken down, it erased the history.
Yeah. I'm good. You know what? On another note, I keep hearing I'm sick of fucking fireworks. I'm fucking sick of fire. Do you have to deal with this? I mean, you're kind of in the country a little bit. Like, where you live is kind of very country. But like, yo, I'm sick of fucking fireworks.
Yeah, on Memorial Day, dudes across the street had like professional grade fireworks. All of a sudden, I thought that like, because this was right in the middle of, you know, the protests and shit. I was like, oh shit, fucking police are out here, like. But it was like boom, boom, and we were like, oh fuck, it's just fireworks.
You know what? I thought it was too. And then I was listening to a podcast. I was listening to I can't remember which podcast. It might have been Bomani Jones, and they were talking about how because of COVID, the fireworks companies can't have too many people trying to buy at the same time. So they've been advertising earlier to try to stretch this fireworks things out so they can make the same amount of money over a longer period of time, because where they would have a rush right before one of these holidays, they can't really deal with the rush because of COVID.
Right.
So they've been advertising and letting people get their fireworks on early. And that's what's causing all of this shit. And, you know, for a little bit, I thought it was the fucking protest stuff, too. It's like, oh, they got the capping out there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because, you know, like, there's been a couple people arrested outside the Lee statue. Like, people showing up armed to the teeth to protect the Lee statue. You know, this is after they did put like graffiti and stuff all over it. I will tell you, it looks beautiful now. But there's been some shit. So I thought people were just kind of popping off, but nope. It's fireworks. Apparently the fireworks thing is a consequence of the coronavirus, and the fireworks people is just like, yo, we got to make this money however we can. So like, let them get the damn fireworks months early. So the fireworks thing is just kind of crazy, but like I only thought about it because like I can hear fireworks going on right now. And the fireworks have been going off like this whole time that we've been recording. So, what have you watched?
I was actually wanting to go back and watch that 2009 Friday the 13th movie. I only watched it once, and that was in 2009. I rented it on the Xbox 360, like on their video service. But
I have no. Like, there was no part of me that wants to watch that.
Well, I remember because it wasn't a remake; it was more of a reboot, and I thought they were going to make more, but they didn't. But I remember it being better than the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. Like, you know how like Jason moves slow and he's like all like, but in that one he's like fucking agile. He like fucking sprint throws an axe. And
that's a much scarier Jason. Like, it's like the 28 days later zombie things are a lot more scarier than the Walking Dead zombie things.
Yeah.
Rage zombies are worse than brains zombies. You know what I'm saying?
And it's also sadder because the 28 Days Later zombies aren't dead people.
Yeah.
They're literally just people that are completely wilded out because they're sick. So killing them is a lot. Because it's not like, oh, I can't kill, that's not your grandma anymore. No, that's still your grandma. She's just fucking wilding out.
Yeah. Your grandma owns a PCP right now. Like, it's like, would you kill your grandma just because she was on PCP? You know what I mean? I mean, like, I can't have that as a show title.
Would you kill your grandma? She's on PCP as the show title.
I can't use that one. I refuse. Not even something like, would you kill your grandma? I wouldn't even do that. But that would be an awesome show title. I'm just gonna call it awesome show title I can't use. That's gonna be the show title. Awesome show title I can't use. I have been watching. I've been watching a few things. I watched the first season of the Purge TV series.
How did they do that? Is it? I thought it would be. Is it what I thought it would be? Which is it? The Purge, the days between the Purge.
That is my only issue with the TV show.
Yeah.
The TV show starts like a couple of hours before the Purge starts. And every episode is like 10 episodes. Every episode primarily takes place during the Purge itself.
Okay.
I always wanted to know, because I've only seen the first movie, and I don't know if any of the movies have like covered this, but like, what happens the day after? Like, when you got to get your ass up and go back to work and be like, what happened to Greg? You know what I mean? Like, man.
Yeah, they don't really cover after. They kind of start a little bit before sometimes. And the first one, I mean, you still have to watch it because it's part of it. And I always thought that it would just be like some stupid movie, but I think they're really fun. And the first one's more of a home invasion movie, and that's pretty much it. The second one goes more into the Purge, and I think that the second one is the movie people think of when they think of the Purge.
I watched to prepare me for the TV show, because I didn't know if the TV show was going to be a continuation of anything from the movies, and it's unconnected, other than the fact that there's a Purge. For the most part, as I understand it, there's not a real connection between the TV show and the movies. But like, I thought the idea of like the Purge being something implemented by the new founding fathers is how to kill poor people and get away with it is like, it's crazy, but it's kind of genius. It's like the whole thing of the Purge is population control.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know what? For one day, you can kill whoever you want to. Just so happens that the people you can kill easiest is the ones who can't afford the security. Like, get rid of those fucking poor people. That's basically what the Purge is.
Yeah.
But I liked the TV show. I really did. And I know that there was another season, but that's not on Hulu. Only if the first season is on Hulu. So if the other season actually comes on Hulu, I think I might actually watch it. Because I really want that. What happens after? Like, what happens that day after? Like, like, how do these people pick up their lives and try to like recover from this? And there's this one thing, I don't know whether it's in the movies at all, but son, this shit starts off with part of the beginning of it. There's a cult. And the cult is a bunch of people who get together on Purge night and they sacrifice themselves to purgers. Because they think that they are helping they're helping people get basically get their demons out so that they can be saved. And like by sacrificing yourself is basically like you're going to, if you sacrifice yourself, you're going to their version of heaven. Mm-hmm. You get an automatic pass to go to heaven if you sacrifice yourself, but you are also helping them make it to heaven by getting those demons out of them, by your sacrifice. Wow. And I thought that as an idea, as far as cults go, is like super interesting. Like I don't give a shit about no cults. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about no cults, but like the idea that thing exists in this world is fascinating to me, and like how cult leaders can like convince people to do something like that is like super interesting. And then you find out about like the cult and all that kind of stuff, like really what it's about, like towards the end of the season, and you go, oh, okay, I get it. That makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. If you know the purpose of the purge, like you understand the cult. Right. So I really like that. I'm watching the current season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is super, it's been a super weird season. They've been in the past.
That's still going on?
Yes, this is the last season. They've been in the past, so they've been in like the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, or something like that. I know the 50s and the 70s or whatever. But like, so like they're back in time, and they're kind of time jumping around, and like shit's being changed. And like, I just find that to be, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after the first season, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has been a good fucking show. And they even like brought in a character, to connect it to Agent Carter, because they went back to the Agent Carter time frame, and like the character kind of came with them. And I thought that was cool to kind of tie that whole thing, together. I thought it's been really cool. Yeah, I think, and I really want, I think my daughter and I might do a complete Marvel rewatch.
I've been wanting to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do but I'm not going to do some people said that you should do it in chronological order, but I think doing it in order that they came out with is better to me, because of the way that they stack up on top of each other. If you watch them in chronological order, then you might get some information too soon or something like that. Like if you watch Captain America first, like, you know what I mean? Like you find out some stuff, you know, with the Tesseract and all that kind of stuff that you're not even going to deal with until you get to the first Avengers movie. Right. So I think we're going to do that. And like, I know she's seen some of the movies. I don't know if she's seen all of them. I know we've seen the big ones, you know, Endgame, Infinity War, and all that kind of stuff. We've seen those. So I got Disney Plus, and I barely use it, so might as well. And also I watch a few YouTubers, and they're going through and they're watching. One of them is like a guy putting his friend through it who's never seen any of these movies. And he, and the friend's reactions to all of this stuff is like really kind of hit or miss, because like at some point, like sometimes he loves some movies, like he really loves the Iron Man movies, even though, you know, past the first one, but he really, really did not like Doctor Strange. And it's like, really? And then like they didn't have much of a love for, because it's not just that friend, it's another friend who's never seen these two, a lady. And like they really didn't like Spider-Man Homecoming. And I'm like, who the fuck doesn't like Spider-Man Homecoming?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange was one of the stronger ones.
Yeah, and then I'm watching another guy who's watching for the first time, but he's watching on his own, and he thinks like all of these movies are awesome, and he's doing a thing where he records himself watching the whole movie. He chops it up, and then puts up the chopped up version on YouTube. But I guess if you have his Patreon, you can see the whole video of him watching the whole movie. I think that's cool. I kind of dig reaction videos.
Well, then you can also like sync it up yourself if you want to watch it with him without him having to get copyright strikes.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. I like reaction videos, and I've watched quite a few reaction videos, whether it's music reactions, these movies. I've even watched one of the guys who's watching all of this stuff for the first time. He also started watching Breaking Bad, and he's doing each episode as his own video.
Huh.
And like all these people doing reaction videos, they're getting tons of views. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I get into that shit? Without getting copyright strike, you know what I mean? So yeah, but I've been watching a lot of that. As far as playing, I mean, it's real simple what I've been playing. I've been playing a shit ton of Division, and I keep putting these videos up on the Geeks Gone Raw Universe YouTube page. And I'm really enjoying myself. Like, me and my cousin, occasionally other people would drop by. And like, we're just having fun playing the Division. And so I'm still playing damn near every day. Even if I'm not recording, I may switch to another character and just do some things. There are things that I'm trying to unlock, that is requiring some work. And some of it has been off screen. Some of it has been on screen. It's just been a fun time for me. And like, it sucks because I have created all 4 of the characters I can create. And so if I want to do this again, I can't.
Right.
Which is terrible. Like, I want to be able to do this again. But yeah, that's been really dope. I really want to like sit down and actually play some other things, but like the moment I sit down to try to play something else, it's just like, no, but I really need to do this thing in Division.
Right.
And then my cousin wants me to do not Rainbow Six. Is it Rainbow Six? No, Ghost Recon. He wants me to play the new Ghost Recon. And I'm like, man, everybody seems to hate that game. Do you really want to play that? And he's like, yep, I want to play it. I'm like, all right, if that's what you want. So once the Division is finished, I'm probably going to switch to Ghost Recon and probably talk shit about it the whole time. That's my things. What you got?
Well, I've been playing a few things. I mean, still going through some Elder Scrolls stuff. The on the Elder Scrolls front, I actually got champion level, which is cool. So I'm actually kind of excited to just do specific dungeons to get specific gear. You know, before when you're lower level, why try to like put any gems or glyphs, or try to like deck out these gears that you know you're just going to fucking throw away the next fucking level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at 50, you pretty much become champion, then you got champion levels. You're basically back at 1, but you're really still 50. But the champion levels so far is going by real fast. I did 2 dungeons. I'm already champion level 42, and the 50 is the highest of the regular level. So I was like, well, that was fast. So yeah, it's cool. And this month was actually a time to where we actually got because each of your dailies, you get your daily. All you have to do is log in, your daily login bonus or whatever. When you log in, if you miss a day, it doesn't take away from the first of the month. It takes away from the end. So you'll start to where you're not getting that stuff at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually went through and got my shit so I can get this fucking hat that looks like a goddamn predator beak or something, man. But my chick is looking fucking scary as shit, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, that was cool, but so all I really care about is just hanging out. I mean, we haven't done anything really like super serious in it, like raids or anything like that. I don't even know how raids would be in that game. But just the dungeons are cool just to hang out with friends. It's mostly just a chill game for us. But I played that Black Mesa, man. It's like the fan redo of the first Half-Life. And
I've heard of it, but I've never played. I never really played through a Half-Life other than like a few minutes and got me motion sick like a motherfucker. And I was like,
well, I think a lot of people, including myself, went into Half-Life 2 first. You know, unless you actually did play Half-Life 1 first. You know, I thought that certain characters were already there. You know, and apparently, like say, Eli was one of your main NPC characters, and they were just like, oh, that, you know, that black scientist in the first Half-Life, that's Eli. Or this one old guy, that's Dr. Kleiner or whatever. And Barney is the guy that was banging on the door when you're first going in. So nothing was... It seems like a lot of the story and lore behind Half-Life came with the second one. But with Black Mesa, they really put that into the first Half-Life, where like Eli and Kleiner and... Well, Barney's still not in there because technically he's supposed to be... There's another game called Half-Life Blue Shift, which was not considered canon at one point, but I think it is now because it was an expansion that was also made by modders. But because the character in that was called B. Calhoun, and people just said, "Oh, that's Barney," but they never said Barney's last name in Half-Life 2, so that Val was basically like, yeah, they're not the same character. But now they're kind of like, yeah, they are, but it's weird. But, so Barney is still banging on the door. Because I guess in Blue Shift you bang on a door in certain, but I haven't played it. But yeah, it's really cool. Like, it really seems like more of a horror game than Half-Life 2 is. Because, like, when you start out, it's not like you're fighting soldiers. You're fighting most of the monsters and shit. And, like, you're by yourself mostly in this, like, falling apart science facility. So it's more closer to, like, a BioShock than it is, like, Half-Life 2, in my opinion. I don't know later on in the game, because I haven't really completely beat Half-Life 1. You might fight soldiers. I don't know. But for right now, it's, like, more dark hallways and stuff like that. But I played this game called BDSM.
okay, that doesn't sound like it's going to go well.
Well, the logo it says BDSM and it looks like the Doom logo, right? But BDSM stands for Big Drunken Satanic Massacre. And it's a twin stick shooter where you play the son of Satan and you're going through and just like wreaking havoc and killing demons and stuff. And fucking girls.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, not that I was ever going to play, but like I'm totally not going to play this.
Yeah, it's not that graphic or whatnot. With the fucking girls thing was more of a God of War mini game versus like it's not a sex sim. It's like basically a twin stick shooter, just ultra violent, and it's pretty cool. But it was like $1 because Steam sales going on right now, so I picked up a couple of things that were like super cheap.
Yeah, there's some things that I'm interested in, but I know that just like everything else, I'm not actually going to play it. That's my problem with the whole Steam sale. Like, there's some things that I've had on my wish list that are on sale, and it's like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I don't know if people are going to take it the wrong way, but I'm going to fucking do it. On the 4th of July, I'm going to stream Metal Wolf Chaos. Metal Wolf Chaos was a game made by the guys who did Dark Souls, but it was in 2004, way before Dark Souls, and it's not a Dark Souls type game. It's a Japanese game, but it's the only game they ever made for Xbox. It's an Xbox exclusive. And it was an Xbox exclusive, Japanese only Xbox exclusive, but they released it on Steam not too long ago under what's that weird publisher that does all the weird shit. They have the weird shit at EA. Not EA, but E3 where it's like I don't remember.
Devolver?
Yeah, Devolver, yeah. They put it out. But
that's the only thing I know about Devolver. They make a whole bunch of weird shit.
Yeah, that's what I said that. I was like, that was the perfect thing to get someone to remind me what they're called. But yeah, you play the President of the United States. He's supposedly the 47th president. And there's a rebellion led by the vice president. And you're fighting the vice president's rebellion and you're both in mech suits.
Okay.
So it's like pure American patriotism, but told by Japanese people.
You mean America? Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
The game.
Yeah, it's funny because on Steam you have the tags. The first tag is America. As of of tags of what genre this game is in. America action mechs cult classic funny is the but yeah, they remastered it in 4K and 16:9 and all that stuff. So that should be just just something fun. But I'm going to try. I might stream that on Geeks Gone Raw actually because it's just something stupid. But yeah, and still doing some golf with your friends because that's a good time. Yeah, but it's only a good time with friends. Like it's in the name. Like you're supposed to play with friends. If you go and play this by yourself, you're like, yeah, this game isn't really that great. It's supposed to be played with friends, guys. It's like literally in the title.
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing, man. I mean, other than the Persona stuff, but I haven't been playing that too much. Just kind of here and now and again when I get the hankering. There's that word again.
Hankering. That's a good word right there, bro. I think it's like for like the next little bit until the next show, I think I'm just going to be working on some of the side stuff. I did get a couple of painting videos up, which I think is kind of dope. I finally got those up, and one of the paintings is already sold. I just trying to make some more stuff for her because one of the other paintings that she wanted, I had destroyed after I took the picture. So she saw the original pictures. In the original pictures, it looks great. And then I, dropped something into the painting while it was still wet and then pulled it out. And now there's a big fucking mark in the middle of the fucking painting. So yeah, I couldn't really sell that one. So I'm going to try to do some more stuff, but just time and, not feeling like shit, like how I am today. Cause I really am feeling like shit. And, just trying to stay corona free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the word.
Just get you some Dos Equis.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I said yes, damn it.
That's where you went with that. That's where you decided to go with that. All right, fine. All right, so I think we're gonna wrap this thing up. If y'all have some like suggestions or things that we should do for the show, things that we should watch, things that we should listen to, games we should play for the show, hit us up. There's, all of the stuff is in the show notes. The Patreon is in the show notes. The website is in the show notes. The YouTube page. There we go. That word is in the show notes. I think the only one that's in the show notes is Geeks Gone Raw, but we need to make sure that we put all of them in there. I gotta keep remembering to do that. And just support the show. Like go rate, review, comment. If you feel so inclined, please do the things as I say when I do the painting videos. Do the things. Julie, do the thing. I just we like being here and making the content for y'all, and we hope to continue to do that. And we do that by support. And we try to support the homies, and we need the homies to support us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, for if there's nothing else, thank you again for checking us out. Even if you don't want to leave any feedback or go to the Patreon or any other of those other things, you should, but like, if you don't want to, we still thank you for listening. We have fun and we want to continue to have fun with y'all. So, check out those Division videos. That shit is fucking hilarious. Now I will say, my cousin and I, we say nigga quite often while we're playing that game. I did not realize how often we say nigga, until I actually watch some of this stuff. Like I watch it just to make sure that everything is good. And now since instead of streaming it, I'm capturing it with my capture card so it doesn't look like shit. But then I'm capturing with the capture card directly to the capture card and then moving it to my computer to upload it. So So that's the way it's been lately. So it actually looks cool. So it actually looks decent.
Right.
So like that's been happening. And we're just going to keep making more content. I am loving, being able to record and do all of these things. I wish I was able to live stream better. I wish my computer was better. But I don't have a G to get a new computer. I want a G so I can get a new computer. Patreon. No. Somebody give me a G. No, I don't need a G. All right. So, for the homie Chase, and Sam, who always has to work on Mondays now. So, like, he's never really around because he always got to work. I'm Scarfinger. This is Scarcasm. And we'll be back in your ear holes in 2 weeks.
Later.
Or is it actually 2 weeks? Because, like, by the time you edit the show, it might be 1 week. Like,
yeah, sorry about that. It's like by the time that, on times that I'm thinking about editing the show, I don't have time. But then when I do have time, I forgot about it. And then the next day would go by, and all of a sudden it's like 2 days before we record. And I'm like, fuck. I need to do this shit.
I've been there too. But during the weekly stuff, like, it'd be like Saturday, and I'd be like, fuck, I never edited that show. So I'm not even blaming you for that. That's some shit happens, bro.
At least it's not like Los, like during the recording of his newest episode of his new podcast. He hasn't released an episode since 2019, and while he was like looking through his stuff, he was like, "Oh yeah, see these graphics or whatnot." Trying to see what, even if I remember, and all of a sudden he saw an unedited thing. He was like, "Oh shit, this is from last June." Sorry, Vegas. I completely forgot about this episode.
Wow.
So just like a year-old episode of Lois and Company coming out pretty soon.
Why not? All right, man. I'm gonna go get some food.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.